Welcome to podcast number 2.
We're back on the Galactic Guardians. I'm one of your hosts, Tsunami Diamond, here with Megan, Cousins, MEG, Mother Earth, Gaia. And today, on this second episode, we are going to be diving into building a new Earth, or building the new grounds for the new society that is being birthed in this golden age, this golden era that has been long awaited. And as we go into this episode, let's first dive into, what does that even mean, building a new Earth? What do you feel it means about building a new Earth?
Dun, da, 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 da. Well, I feel there could be a lot of terminologies with this word and other words that could really relate to what we're speaking about here, such as building a new grounds, such as the golden age has arrived. So, with this creation that we are so gratefully in, there comes a timeline, like a mapped out plan, a blueprint for this creation. And what is shown to us, if you're wise enough to look deep and see, we are being shown that a new era is birthing. And that is the merging of a whole new vision, a whole new way of being, a whole new way of feeling, a whole new way of co-creating and joining forces to bring a higher leveled way of living, of serving the planet rather than trashing the planet. And these new waves of creating a new Earth is being shown that it's birthing on our planet right now and in the multiverse, which is all over in multiple planets beyond. And the birthing is like two worlds coming together and then shifting. And the birth is to choose which side you want to pick. Do you enjoy the side? How does this side feel? Do you enjoy what we're speaking about, which is the new Earth, the birth of the golden age, where everything elevates, everything rises in consciousness. Each of our DNA is consistently shifting, and it's shifting rapidly. And with this, it comes a frequency of wanting to understand more, to feel more. It's called an awakening. And so, since we're all connected and tied in together, every single human will have an awakening. And it just depends on what their timeline is, what their blueprints are, and when their awakening is. Some are before others, and that is so. So, the birthing of a new Earth, I feel like I explained really well. And bringing new technologies together and bringing our galactic brothers and our star family together because they're eager to come and build with us. And they have great technology to elevate this cool creation. They're actually here talking to many, many people. I talked to Sue as well. And we had to dedicate ourselves to get in alignment to understand what that vibrational frequency is, to even communicate with these other beings, such as Pleiadians, Octarians, Syrians, and more. You can definitely research what other beings are a part of this game. So, that's good. Let's give it to Sue.
Okay. Birthing of a new Earth. let's just talk a second about our galactic history and the way that our lineage works throughout the star systems. Basically, we're like the new kids on the block in regards to this ascension process that's happening on the planet, which is why there's so many of our star family tribes, such as the Pleiadians and others, as she just mentioned, that are here assisting us and helping us in this ascension process that we are now in as a planet. Before that, their planets had to go through the same ascension process, where essentially it is going from asleep to awake, from a lower density, because essentially what it is we start at source. We come from source. And then
source is what? Energy?
Source is the source of creation, the oneness of all, where the birth, you could call the Big Bang of all of creation. We all came from, in some of the books and teachings, it's called the Golden Lake, okay? Where essentially we're each a drop of this Golden Lake, per se, right? So we start at source, and then we choose, because we are each a part of God, source, creator, all this, to have all these different perspectives of creation, right? So we choose to go from source down to the lower dimensional plane, which we've been in for a long time, the third dimension. And the path we're all supposed to go on is to return back to source, which...
And of understanding, of knowing, right?
And understanding and knowing and remembering who we are, why we are, where we came from, and where we're going, as above, so below. So we are now in this time that humanity as a collective on Earth has finally reached this tipping point. This began happening at the precession of the equinox, when this great turning of the ages came. They were saying it was in 2012 at the end of the Mayan calendar, and but the time frames were actually a bit off, and it actually is supposed to be this year we're in now, which is the shifting officially into the Aquarian age, this next golden era of time for humanity. And the new Earth, the way that I see it, is all new ways of being, of living, of working, of learning through schooling systems, the new medical systems, pretty much everything. Essentially, most of what we have in society is not serving us for the greatest good, such as the clothes we wear, the food that's getting consumed that's full of pesticides and chemicals, all of the toxins that are used in society to build homes. They used to have asbesticide and all of these lead materials, and people are starting to realize, well, maybe those things were having some pretty adverse effects. So, building a new Earth, which not everyone is going to be a part of the building of a new Earth. To some people that are focused more on the old Earth, because right now I see two Earths existing simultaneously. We have the old Earth, the 3D Earth.
What is the 3D Earth?
You could call the 3D Earth the Matrix. You could call the 3D Earth the way society has been for a long time.
Chaos, stress, pain, stuck in abundance, or stuck in the lack of abundance.
Scarcity.
Watching the TV that is creating all of this chaos. And okay, so that is the old Earth, huh?
Yeah, precisely. And the
that
fiat
is the
systems, the
timeline. Money
systems, all of these current systems that we've been accustomed to in our modern day of age, and for a while now, right? Would I consider that?
And I would also use the word that is a timeline definitely happening. And since we are these great creators, there are more than one timeline. So I was like, do I like this timeline? Nah. But I'm being told about this timeline. There's galactics. Well, I have superpowers. I get to my dreams and have my dreams beyond whatever I can imagine. That is the timeline I want. Oh, and then I'm not in my mind? Oh, yeah, heck yeah. And then my heart feels open? Yes, that's the timeline I want. So we've been in this process of detoxifying ourselves to understand this timeline. And then once you detoxify yourself, you see this timeline clearly. And then you can choose if you want to be a creator of this timeline or if you just want to zen out and do some creation or do what you want to do. But here we are, and we are great builders of this next timeline that is birthing right now and totally happening. So we have the free will to know that there's that timeline or this timeline coming in. And Tsunami uses the new earth, you know, the old earth to the new earth. So just spitting out some words that there's so many different words to this, but their words are meaning the same thing.
10-minute mark.
So, also, the thing is, not everyone's going to choose to transition to this new earth. Some souls are going to make a choice that they're not ready to go on to the evolutionary process of the ascension path, and they're going to choose to exit the planet.
Exit is like die some way, right?
Correct.
Which is okay because you just rebirth as another creation. So it's all about a cycle, a continuous cycle.
Yeah. Precisely. I mean, we are eternal beings living in an eternal reality, and we all have a choice. We all make soul contracts and choose our paths, you know? So let's just talk about how are we going to do this? Well, there's a lot of us around the planet that this is our mission, to literally build a new earth, figuratively, you know. Something we've been focused on is to really bring together a master plan for how to do this by connecting the pieces of the puzzle that are necessary to do this, which takes many great minds and powerful leaders and creators that they're on this path. And the exciting thing is in the new earth, it's not about competition. People are coming together, dropping their egos and saying, hey, how do we really come together and create together versus an us and them? How do we come together as a we for humanity? And this is happening. So many amazing brothers and sisters around the world that have been doing so much work to really dive deep into each of the pieces of the puzzle, whether it's the new financial systems, the new schooling systems, the new products, the new ways of travel, the new ways of energy, the new ways of growing food and water and living in all of this. So over the last 7 years, we've been connecting the dots around the planet with many light tribes and creators and leaders of many different industry verticals, whether it's in technology, whether it's entertainment, whether it's event production, or scientists or inventors, to start connecting those dots that have been pretty much siloed systems, you know, in their own separate world doing that facet. But where the real power comes in, if we can unify all those pieces into a system that can start unifying resources and those pieces of the puzzle to fast track the development of these systems in a much more powerful and efficient way, which is what we've been building with our Ascended ecosystem and our Ascended DAO, that we are bringing together 144 of the most amazing aligned companies and organizations, 144 of the most amazing nonprofits and charities around the planet that are each tackling a different thing that needs done on the planet, as well as 144 of the most amazing aligned investors, angels that can help support this circular economy where we're using technologies like blockchain and decentralization and those tools to create transparency and trust, and ways where we can truly create a scalable system to facilitate the building of a new earth. And we're going to use media like this to share the stories of what's going on, because unfortunately a lot of people on the planet have no idea that these things are going on, because they're watching the news and media that's telling them the world's doomed and this we're in the biggest crisis, because they want people to be on that timeline, right? What do you think?
So I think there is a lot, here we go. I know that there is a lot of energy being pushed on humanity to look at a toxic system, whether that's a war, whether that is us not having enough food. I mean, that is impossible. It really is. There's plenty of food for us. But I do know that these systems are to join with us. So say there's something going on right now on the news talking about there's like weed is going away, whole grain, there's like a shortage. But when I was meditating and channeling, I was shown this actually needs to happen because this is something that's not good for the human temple, for their ascension process. So not only are these systems trying to create a bit of chaos or to control the human mind, beyond that, we're actually linking together.
Would you like to end with any final golden key for our audience?
Yeah. Each one of us are really epic creators. Observe the mind. Is it a thought or a feeling that feels good? Then you answer yes or no. If it is, rock and roll, keep going. If it's not, take a breath in. Notice that thought or feeling. Say, hey, I just noticed you. Thank you. Observe. And those feelings that are not feeling so comfortable or trying to control you or take you down a pathway that doesn't feel of your highest alignment, they actually just need love. Those are energies, frequencies, bugs I call them, that specifically are missing the frequency of love. So if we can just remember that this is a really cool game. Now give me the golden key. The golden key is to serve those frequencies with love. I noticed it. I observed it. Oh, hey. Oh, I just watched you do that. You know what? I love you. I love you. I love you. And you just breathe. And those frequencies can do nothing but turn back into the frequency of love and eventually stop bombarding you so you can get to the next level. That's my golden key for you. Do you want to share a golden key?
Yeah, before we end this episode, my golden key right now would be that no matter who you are, we all have the power to make a huge difference. Doesn't matter in what way you do, right? Just by being you and doing the work and stepping into your own power and aligning to your mission, you are helping the entire collective because we are all one. We're all interconnected. So it doesn't mean you have to go out there and do this in any specific way. Do it your way because you have your own magic to bring to the equation. So really it's just about becoming the greatest you can be, stepping into your divine purpose and alignment. It's the best thing you can possibly do. And don't listen to the doubts and the things that others are saying, that whatever you feel you're supposed to do not listen to any of others that say it can't be done, because anything's possible. I guarantee it. Anything is possible. So just have full belief in yourself and in the guidance that you're given, and listen.
Yeah. And here's the really cool thing. Every night when you rest, you wake up, you refresh, and you're given another golden day to be the designer of how you want to be, how you want to feel, how you want to look throughout this whole new day. And we are constantly given a brand new day, a brand new day. Oh my gosh, another brand new day. Heck yeah. So that's the cool thing. Say I'm like, oh, darn it, I just ate pasta. I'm trying to eat fruits. Guess what? I'll go to sleep. I'll wake up. You know what? Today I'm going to eat all fruits. Here we go. And you just keep making these new steps to your greatest feeling, to your greatest being. Thanks for catching us, Galactic Guardians, podcast number 2. We love you.